All right, good morning. Today is Tuesday, second day of a 5-day week, August 20th, 2024. We got about 10 minutes onto the start of RTH. It's a very similar session compared to yesterday. We're really not seeing too much action in the overnight. Volume is extremely light. We're opening up near the range of the prior day. The only difference with today is that we have a little small rejection, keyword small, very minimal, of the July range. We'll take a look at that a little shortly, but again, just another light day, about the same volume, very similar to yesterday. And it was a good reminder for us that anything can happen, even on the lightest volume, holiday type of volume. So basically, we're going to do our typical process. It's just going to be a little lighter because it's really not too much to talk about. I want to see if there's anything or anyone in particular that we want to pay attention to. So we'll go ahead and clean up everything in here. We got tech leading down 20 basis points. Let's see. We're looking at this column. We're just looking at our settlement. Clearly, we're below our settlement there for both. See who's leading our way down. We have NVIDIA leading our way down. So, of course, we want to see how they're going to do. Apple, they haven't been doing too well recently. Sitting sideways as of yesterday, I believe. Seeing some nice action from healthcare. So, we want to see if they can continue. Of course, XLK is negative. We also want to look at finance and see how they're going to respond. Keep an eye on the defensives, utilities, and consumer staples to see if we have some defensive posture going on. And of course, our VIX is rising. Gold is up about 1%. Crude oil is pretty much sitting sideways. So I need to check this contract. That may be outdated contract. And we'll see how Microsoft is doing as well. But for the most part, communications is holding strong. We do want to take a look at Broadcom again, because if Broadcom is not doing too well, and then we really want to check Tesla for sure, who's been really leading us and helping us out in a very tough situation. So all in all, we want to see how discretionary, and just really tech, discretionary and tech. But all right, simple as that. Really not too much to see on the footprint for the daily. We have some sellers who are positioned somewhat well. As far as as far as just some nice positioning, just kind of taking this in. I'm actually gonna pull up my Notion to make sure I'm just not like kind of freestyling this, making sure we're going through our same process because I kind of glossed over something. But just from a quick look, just to start our prep, is this bullish or bearish? This appears to be neutral, as we are firmly within the very end of yesterday's range. Until we break through, we'll believe it when we see it. But our low, yeah, our low is just the low from when the session started, the overnight in the RTH of yesterday, the end of RTH. So we're basically just in literal balance. Yeah. So it's sitting sideways. We got some excursion above, but no type of excursion below. So ideally, you look at this and say this is possibly bearish, given the context of where we're at in the daily time frame, one time framing. We can definitely make a case that we're just sitting sideways as of right now. But we won't look too much into that. Really not too much to see here from the profile. We got about 5 minutes, 20 seconds left. We do have some singles below us on both sides. Though the range wasn't too crazy yesterday regarding RTH, but we do have these singles all in here. So, and the singles go down from, they start at the 1830s and end at the 780s, so about 50 points. And then all through the 700 range, below 760, we have some singles. For the ES, we're looking at the early 20s and the early 10s. And right now we're not too far from those. So I'd imagine possibly even before RTH, we may take out those singles for the ES from the prior days range. If not, that may be a potential target for shorts. So overall, again, I still believe that this is actually. Let me turn this down. Actually, I can just mute this. So yeah, overall, I would say that this is balance on the ES, and for the NQ, this would be considered weak, especially given Nvidia and Apple and Broadcom, especially with the way that the equities are just already kind of postured. And don't forget that we saw this weakness a little bit yesterday, as in the overnight session, as we went sideways. We tested the right above the prior day's range, broke the high just by a little bit, completely rejected and created a new low, and actually went through the prior day's high. We were able to do a higher low and drift all the way back up for the RTH, where we closed near the highs. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, coiling, and now we're breaking lower into the end of that rally for yesterday. So I wouldn't say that this is bearish, but subtle signs of weakness. We'll see if it's continued. We have our quote board. I think it's important for us to, yeah, just stay mindful of what we're looking at today. Got a 138-minute candle. Again, it was a day that started like this last week, and we ended up being fairly bullish, actually. We had some excursion to the downside. We ended up reversing and going back upwards. So again, just make sure that we're aligning ourselves on a higher time frame. We are indeed bullish. On the shorter time frame, we're bullish. On the intermediate, we was bearish. This has been negated, and we are much more bullish overall. So the higher, the middle, and the lower, it's all bullish. As far as the overnight session, this would be more balanced, potentially bullish on the ES and potentially bearish on the, not even wouldn't say bearish, but you may see some selling to the downside. Yeah. Just don't want to look too much into this. I'm gonna go ahead and get my execution charts ready. I have actually disabled the sell button to enter a trade. So as of right now, we're only looking for longs. I really can't justify any kind of shorting at the moment. But let's go through the workflow quickly. So again, we took our quick glance. Where's the market coming from? Coiling, impulse, that same pattern. We finished on the impulse yesterday. I would imagine today we may coil. So no surprise if we have some balanced trading. Maybe not the most conviction to the downside. or continuation that is, but we'll see. The goal is just to build volume higher. We have failed that goal. We're building volume to the side, a little lower, and no real surprises, but just something to note as far as the slight NQ weakness. Subtle signs, very, very light signs. There's no data today. We do have speakers. I'm not going to have CT news. I'm not going to have CT news on. Again, we had these singles below here, so we want to see if we're going to be able to hold these 26s. The single should be like around 23, 22s. We've already looked at the equities. We have also looked at, let me turn off price clock. Oh, price clock is actually not on. All right, sorry about that. No real catalyst outside of some speakers. Ideally, it will make sense to have the speakers on, and we can have the interpretation from our news squawk servers, but we'll pass for that right now. We're really just focusing on process. No specific headlines to be aware. Do take note on the first minute. We have some potential profit taking or just some
block sell.
Just some nice buying off the open. Just not nice buying, but we're seeing lifting of offers, and we're staying at these highs. Being mindful of the word
block
choice that I have. So, pardon me if I have a few retakes on my verbiage. All right, and I am looking at my notes from yesterday. I went through my notes and I found a lot that I was a little disappointed in, to be transparent, as far as the unwillingness to buy. 800, 800 buyers up here, and we're not seeing any kind of progression. We're seeing these bids kind of stack up. It's possible that we've hit like a little ceiling. We want to see these offers lifting, but we definitely have a few iceberg sellers in here. Passive's not getting filled. We're already almost 2.5 minutes in. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to our other chart. Just putting a little chart just a little drawing for our reference.
Block sell.
Also a note that we had for yesterday. Looks like we're starting to burst through there. Arthur's lifting, VPOC is rising, and it makes sense given all the volume that we just saw. It's going to leave these just on the candles for now. We'll allow this to build a bit, and then we'll throw on our studies just to see where we're at. Reduce some of the stimulation. See, we did eat up some of these singles here. ES, who was initially pretty strong out the gates, possibly coming back with a pullback, but nope, we're still lifting those offers. So again, we still have our sell button disabled. We're definitely looking for longs as of right now, looking for a way to buy. Definitely not gonna rush. Definitely not gonna rush into this. No data specifically, nothing to go off of. So we just want to let the price action speak to us. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on price block now. We're 5 minutes in. Excuse me, 4 minutes and 40 seconds in.
Block buy.
I'm reviewing my notes from yesterday. And again, this is NQ that we're listening to. This is just the bids and the offers coming in. Allow me to rephrase, that would be the market orders. So this is people hitting the bid and lifting the offer. So again, you have a lot of definitely have some passive players in here. They're trying to hold the price up for sure. Very much in a sneaky fashion. Not trying to hold their hand. We have another 10 seconds. Well, 10 seconds now. Want to see how we finish this first 1 minute candle after the 5 has been created, which is just a straight impulse upwards with the buyers in control. That's the end of the 1 minute candle, so we want to see if we have some continuation or if we have any sort of a pullback. Let's take a quick look at the quote board. So here everyone is holding. Only one down is Berkshire and Broadcom. Tesla's pretty much sitting sideways for the most part. Finance is still selling off. Very nice start for the healthcare sector. Everyone else is doing their job. We're not seeing much from the consumer staples. Yeah, we're seeing some activity in crude and gold. All right, very nice. And again, look at this candle here. We don't want to look too much into this. It's 2 hours and 18-minute candles. So not only are the offers lifting, but the volume point of control is rising and price isn't coming down. So as of right now, though this isn't the biggest volume, this feels maybe like a plus 1.5 in the bulls direction. So we don't want to test this VWAP for either side. They want to the buyers ideally would like to continue showing strength. We have 15 seconds to the end of this minute candle. And just to see if there's continuation and just strength, just not the fact that they're chasing it up, but passives are holding the prices above that midpoint. That was a nice little push up there. And we finished that 1 minute candle nicely. Excuse me. The bulls were able to sustain value above the VWAP for that minute. Now we do have some sort of pulling back here, but again, all this is relative because we're still above this high point between this volume point of control, which is near the highs on NQ, and above the VWAP. And we're above both on the ES and building volume. This is very close. The 31s, the 32s is becoming the most traded area now. The volume is ticking up. Additional 3 points from where the VPOC and the VWAP is. All right, another 10 seconds. We tried to push up again, ended up being just sliding down just a bit. And this is from the VPOC as well, so just a little push down. It's going to be a nice little bit to get above, but we're definitely willing to trade higher, it seems. And this is just a real compacted area for the NQ. So yeah, I have my sell button disabled. But it appears this may be a situation where we're testing a level, getting rejected, possibly, and doing a retest as of right now. But again, we'll learn more. You can see the buyer delta on the NQ. They were trying really hard yesterday. They were up maybe 5,000 for the delta to finish the day. Just a lot of trying for a lot of effort for the buyer side. All right, going back to my notes. And just as I'm reading, you'll hear me just kind of say a few topics. But again, the Bulls are in control. So yeah, we're not looking towards the short side at all today. The only way we will be on the short side, only way we will be under the short side is if we get below these impulse areas. So like these if we can get below the 2024s and we have another leg down and we can get under these 16s. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not looking to sell at all. If there's no clear buy symbol or signal, then we just don't trade. All right, still pushing towards those highs. So that's the leadership that we were seeing from the S&P 500. Ooh, just bear with me. What am I looking for? Quote board. Yep, just nice from everyone. Healthcare is really showing out today. That's what we wanted to see. We got some passive sellers getting ready to come in. Ideally, it wouldn't be a bad idea to play on the backside of that. Once we break through, if we continue to use this as support, wouldn't be opposed to getting above these. Yeah, it looks like these 30s are going to be somewhat important. We have some sellers here for sure. And again, this is the zone that we pointed out. So not surprising that we have these passives that are stepping in around this area. And again, they are passives. They're not actually playing at the moment. See, they're already kind of thinning out. If they do not get filled, they will need to become aggressive if they have true intent of selling today. But we directly went into this area from the overnight, and we're starting to U-turn just a couple of points. We'll see how that's sustained. We're 13 minutes in. Again, as we're looking on the long side today, we wholeheartedly want to see how the buyers are protecting their ranges. How these pullbacks looking. I still appreciate the fact that we're not touching the VWAP for either side. At least I don't believe. So maybe we did touch it a while ago for the NQ. But yeah, we're not doing any kind of trading below this VWAP. And again, no data or anything, so we shouldn't imagine there would be any kind of like random spikes. But again, we're not gonna look at the pay attention to the Fed speakers. Again, a little bit of the NQ weakness that we were seeing. They're having a little more downside to their rotations than yes. Let's go ahead and take our snapshot here. Doing our snapshot now because we're not looking to execute at the moment. So we can just kind of glean what we can. This was at 64. This was during the little pullback. We want to see how everybody responds from this 11 minutes in. Mainly want to see how Tesla's responding. Definitely Eli Lilly. Broadcom is just pretty much sitting sideways. We have ES still pushing towards their highs. Very solid job for them. If we're looking long, we will want to look long more the ES side of things. As of right now, we're testing our VWAP for the full session. Relatively nice volume on the ES at these highs. We definitely have some passive players here for the long side and for the short side. What their intentions are, we don't know. But it appears that we have buyer support and price. If we come into a situation where there is a price discrepancy and we have an impulsive sell, I would not be surprised to see a quicker reaction off the lows. If we do have a quicker reaction off the lows and we close a 3-minute candle somewhat nicely, whether it's a full bull body candle or it's a bull body candle that disintegrates into maybe like a half of that range, but it's still bullish. Or actually, I mean, if we just end up, unchanged basically, but basically we want to see a nice upwards thrust from the buyers from wherever this theoretical low point may happen. That may give us an opportunity for us to possibly join in on the long side. I understand where we're at. These are the 138-minute candles. So again, this is going to be quote unquote heavy resistance. But again, we don't want to put any kind of limitations on the market. As of right now, we're accepting prices higher, and that's been the case over the past several days. Yes. NQ should be close to touching this VPOC, this composite VPOC. This is near 20K. Now, I will say if we hit the 20K mark, I'll be interested in doing short on the NQ. I will say that. But that'll be something more like a longer term play. That's not necessarily a quote unquote day trade. Put this full session back on. So we're having a nice trend up so far. Higher highs and higher lows this entire time, trending above the VWAP, all of our DGPs for the most part. Very nice from the bulls. Be interested to see a potential pullback to this midpoint, this IB mid and this VWAP. Definitely open drive behavior. Basically the low is the open. This is not something you want to jump in front of. It's the main reason that we have the buy button, we have the sell button disabled. Go ahead and unlock in our account, looking for again potential ways to buy. And you do have some buyers down here. Now, who will be putting in these bids? Well, someone is saying the same thing, like, man, we definitely need to buy at these 32s. So as I say that, and again, I wasn't looking at here. I don't know if it happened at the same time, but someone was saying the same thing. But who is this? Are these shorts who are hoping to get back when we become balanced? Or are these people who are just patiently waiting to join the rally? But the longer that these people are not being able to be filled, as this is starting to stack up, you may see some more pressure and urgency to move upwards. But we won't get ahead of ourselves there. I'm going to go back to my notes. Overall, the buyers are doing a solid job
Block
of
sell.
defending prices higher. We're not seeing much pullbacks. So as we get later into the session, if we do start noticing more slippage regarding the
Block buy.
price stability, that may be somewhat of a sign that the sentiment is changing. But as of right now, I'll say this is a good, a good +2, maybe +2.5. Because I mean, if not, I think we'll have to be a little more respectful and say that this is at least like a 2.5, maybe like a 3, because we're pushing, we're chasing up a little bit at times, we're catching them off guard. We have passives that are coming in. This wouldn't be like a +5 or like news type of shit, but this is pretty aggressive. And again, we're going to be patient here. See how well we close this bracket. We are in that overnight range, that area for NQ, just not getting to it. ES is clearly bursting through.
Block buy.
And again, we have not seen much from the sellers. They're not really our focus for today. There has been no initiative candle, and if they do have an initiative candle, they will need to have some kind of follow through as well to even start some momentum. This would be more of an extended pullback. As of right now, this is about 3 points, about 20 points for NQ. Since that capture about 8 minutes ago, we can see Tesla selling off a bit, but Nvidia and Apple and Microsoft, they're kind of helping out. So discretionaries are definitely taking a break. Finance still not doing the best, which is not really good there. So really, our outperformers are going to be utilities, healthcare for sure, of course tech. Discretionary is just not taking a break, but they're doing pretty solid. And then communications.
Block sell.
Nice. Very solid performance from a breadth standpoint. So not only are we seeing the buyers lift offers and support price, we're also seeing the equities market and the sectors perform very well in a wide sense. You're seeing them take a break and pull back, while tech is getting ready to kind of break out of theirs. So this is that push and that pull factor, them working together as we mentioned.
Block buy.
I like seeing that as like their cogs and just really working together as a solid team, these two. So now we're gonna see more recovery probably from Amazon and Tesla, but we won't look at the nitty gritties here. Let's go ahead and take another snapshot. We see where we are during that pullback phase. Let's see how we do at these highs. Let's see who's leading us upwards. Or if we do have a pullback, where would this come from exactly? We'll call this at 53 actually, we don't want to lie. So we'll see what happens for here. Again, we have Tesla still kind of taking a break.
Block buy.
We'll see if that's sustained. Let's see. And we're going to stop looking at the quote board shortly, or I'm going to bring it up on my other screen. That way we're not getting distracted. Plus, I think this is something I look at a little better. Doesn't appear to look too well on the other screen, but I do want you to see what I'm looking at.
Block buy.
But I digress. So we're doing a good job today of not saying, oh, that would be a short, that would be a long right here, and kind of theorizing and everything. Um, we're just really appreciating what's happening. Again, it's a very intense, open, open drive. Just completely just disregard of human nature. Just thumping upwards. Relatively speaking, again, it's only the range has only been 14 points, but the volatility is starting to
Block
pick up a
sell.
little bit. And the
Block
more
sell.
range that we have, this may interest some people. And this is what I was referring to earlier. We had a similar situation where this was looking a bit bearish to start today, but we ended up basically just U-turning on them. We have like another, I think it's like another 10, 13 minutes until this 138-minute candle is done. I actually may have it saved here. I do not. No worries. Really not too much to show on the footprint. Ill position sellers on both sides. More so on the first candle for ES and on the second candle for NQ, which may be the reason we're seeing this
Block
little
sell.
more upwards momentum, given that people are stuck. Because they're, if
Block
these are
sell.
indeed shorts that are still holding, they're holding this around, I think these are 90s and the 80s. Yeah, the
Block buy.
880s. Yeah, so they would be in this area here, so
Block
that could
sell.
be in them getting stopped out, possibly. But we won't speculate too much into that. So again, overall, we're still looking at like a plus 2.5. We're not trading much below. If we're gonna go long, it really depends on who has the better setup. Possibly the NQ, but I don't feel comfortable with their rotations to the downside. I'm much more like the ES, though it would be a bit of a slower trade. We're on our last 3-minute bar for
Block buy.
this A bracket. We want to see a firm close above this overnight zone on both sides, and that will definitely put some fear on the other side and a good
Block
sign of
buy.
strength. Possibly a pullback to either that specific point or maybe below to that mid, as we said, will maybe provide a nice buying opportunity. But we'll see how that goes. Hello.
Block buy.
Headed into these zones that we have. We're above that gap down from 724. Chugging along till we get to this 20K area. Same situation where we have bid pulls. Could be a situation where we have some offer pulls. Seeing if we can, if there's a magnet potentially to this 20K. Just want to see how we respond. But ideally, we want to close above this zone that we have here. And this overnight range, as we mentioned. I don't have too many setups specifically when it's not related to the 530. Allow me to rephrase. I do have setups, but they are not as clearly defined and articulated. So we're more just students of the game at the moment, waiting to see if there's going to be an impulsive pullback, because apparently these prices are cheap, but we're just waiting for a impulse down that's possibly rejected, an impulse down into a key DGP that just suddenly stops. because we would imagine there would be more continuation of this price discovery higher, or there's urgency to buy because there's clearly volume at the highs for today. So we're going to do a little less theorizing here. I'm going to turn up my price squawk, see if I can hear it, if we have any volume. We're gonna be actively looking to possibly join in on this bid.
Block buy.
So very nice close for that A bracket, straight up. Very nice. And we're starting off with more volume at the highs. What more can
Block
you
buy.
what more can you ask? I don't do breakouts in this manner unless there's a specific unless there is a specific event that happens on the order flow. I'm not looking to jump in on a breakout. If we have a massive passive seller that we can break through, push up, and maybe pull back, I'll be interested. But really not too much after that.
Block sell.
And again, we're fine with this rotation here regarding the buyers. We want to see if these passives down here at these 37 gets filled.
Block buy.
Again, these 80s where we know we have some sellers stuck. All right, let's see if we can look about here. See how we hold. I put a bid in. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I pulled it because it should have just took off from there. I put the bid back in. I'm still not getting filled. Okay, I got both filled. Putting a stop below this candle. So ran at the 38s. Stop below the 35 half. So yeah, we're not seeing that upwards momentum. A little lethargic. NQ is trying to lead a little bit.
Block buy.
Okay, that's nice. Got a little gap here. We want to see if we can not pull that back and keep
Block
going.
sell.
Value shifting higher. We're kind of meeting a wall right here. Yeah, this is not the same behavior that we were seeing. But we do have NQ that's leading us. We did say that this was going to be a little bit of a slower trade. We ain't got another 15 seconds to end this candle. The 5-minute candle, that is. Close to liquidating this. Because now we have NQ that's kind of pulling back. We have some volume there at the 37. We're not having any upwards momentum. More sluggish behavior below us. Again, we're not looking at the sellers, we're looking at how the buyers are responding. And it just feels a little weak. That was a 1-minute candle there, just finished. And Q starting to lead us down. We're still above that overnight zone right at the top. Again, this is a 3.5 point stop here. Our objective is to hit these highs and have a little burst through. So I mean, this is nice and all, but this candle needs to actually finish bullish. All right, I ended up getting out. That's fine. We'll see, because this is not the action that got us in the first place. So if it goes up, continues upwards, that's fine. This is not what we were seeing a while ago. Something like how we're just teetering at these lows. It just stopped. Looks like it's starting to pick up again. Definitely some nice volume on the NQ as far as the velocity. That may have been retail, so it was a lot of just like a nice little flurry coming in. And yeah, VPOT has shifted upwards again. I'm gonna. Good morning. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we got some buyers trying again right there. So I got back in a little higher at 38.75. Again, we're not trying to get the lowest price. We're trying to get high probability. End up buying at that close. Only because of NQs pushing upwards like this. But it doesn't appear to be sustained.
Block sell.
Got some passers coming in on both sides. And Q starting to take their break. All right, cool. We ended up getting stopped out there. Yeah, a little early there. I'm having a hard time seeing what's going on here. It's like it just died. Got some more passers going on here. Yeah, I don't want to pull up the quote board right now. All right, if I hit that VWAP for NQ.
Block sell.
Okay, so that's the impulse I was looking for. I just got to be a little more patient.
Block sell.
I gotta get that to stop showing up. Nice, 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 nice. What do they do at the open?
Block sell.
They pierce through by maybe like a tick or two. Nice. The volume. There's definitely much more volume that's going on here at these lows. Yeah, way too much. I ended up just getting quiet basically. Hold on, let me show my trades. I ended up trying to take one on the NQ, just stepped in front. Didn't actually wait. Ended up getting stomped out right there. Yeah, that was just a lack of patience. All right, then we're seeing these passers that are stepping back in. So yeah, that was a little too much bullishness on my side. So like, what exactly would we be waiting for? We had our one attempt here. ended up getting stopped out. We knew that it was going to be a little slower. We had an idea that this wasn't working as well as we expected, given how
Block cell.
sluggish we were, and we just stopped. Coiled sideways. We had our impulse, and then another impulse down. Looks like a tick or two low. Yeah, just the velocity that we went down, that definitely caught people off guard. Should have caught me off guard. Absolutely. So yeah, we end up hitting our DLL there. Oh crap! Notice the delta here for ES, and in Q. All right, we're right at that low again. Let's see how they respond. And NQ still hasn't hit their lows. So we're notating how they were getting a little, they were being a little more sturdier.
Block by.
They are testing their singles from prior day for NQ. Passive sellers here on the ES. Let's see if they get
Block cell.
filled.
Block cell.
Now they will turn into aggressive for sure, given the context that we have here.
Block cell.
Now look at all the extending. This is very nice volume. We built this up very quickly.
Block cell.
Mm.
Block by.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting up a fight here. But I mean, we're still balancing lower. It's the same situation, and the volume is definitely picking up here at these lows. Yeah, they're bursting through. No? Very nice hold from NQ. Ooh. Just kind of looking around up here, noticing just the lower highs. Again, this doesn't mean that we're going to go straight down to the ground here. But you do want to
Block
respect
cell.
what's happening here in front of you.
Block cell.
Alright, so we're block selling into this, but we're rising up. This would be the situation where you would go long. I believe. And then I'm just doing this on the sim because I've already hit my DLL, so just bear with me.
Block cell.
Man, I can't even get filled on damn sim. Alright, so yeah, I'm on here at the 824 with the stop at 11 points below me at the 13s. I'd be targeting at least at midpoint. But again, that was interesting to see. Just a real urgency to that downside. Yeah, that definitely caught me off guard, and then I ended up just really trying to force it for some reason. I'm like shit, you can be bullish, but you still gotta be patient. You can still be looking on one side, but it's really important just to kind of wait. I really want to go back and
Block
kind of see
by.
how that went there for me. Because I haven't hit my DLL in a while. That definitely caught me off guard. And then going to the NQ and having a bit of a taking two full stops.
Block cell.
Overnight low was just hit. I don't think it was hit for. NQ? Not yet, just right above it. Yeah, this is
Block
filling. It's headed
cell.
back down. At least on the ES, that is. So we're already at our lows.
Block cell.
NQ's pretty close.
Block cell.
They're trying to force their way down too, but we're not having much of a response. This may turn into like a beach ball if they're not able to push through. Again, we are in the prior day's range.
Block cell.
They're really trying to push that down. That's funny. So yeah, this would be the situation you'll possibly get long. Again, this may break, but this risk wouldn't be too bad because I mean they are absolutely trying. They're gonna they're gonna give up pretty soon. So I ended up adding to that position there, just kind of getting used to this, especially given the situation that we're in. I do want to practice that, not just say I had the not the best performance and just walk away. I was able to see that a little bit clearer. Just definitely have to be a little more patient if we're looking to buy like that. We said we were looking for an impulse, but I have to remember that it can look that way. It may not necessarily just be in the on the first damn pullback. And we saw that just the way that it was trading. It was so slow. It just died. And we did do this on NQ, who was showing a little more relative strength. And again, if we do go down, no surprise there. Because that was a lot. That was a lot. But the majority of the aggression was at the lows. And we want to see that same situation of, are the buyers going to have some price discovery higher? And we want to look at the pullbacks, look at how we're pulling back. Are they being sustained? Are they being defended? When we're getting sold into about 100 lots repeatedly, do we freeze? Or is it just, that relatively quick impulse down that we had, which lasted one, two, three, that was about 10 minutes. I'll have to go back and look at that with the replay of that, but that didn't seem super aggressive. The majority of the aggression was at the lows. It felt like. Okay, the little flurry down. How do we respond? Do we just sit tight, or we grind our way back up? Yeah, see, because this is the action that looks somewhat bearish. We just weren't looking to the bearish side, and we just overdid it.
Block buy.
Yeah, the we I need to go back and review this, but from the top of my head, as we worked our way up here, we're sitting at like +2, +2.5, damn near threes. Even just kind of thinking about like it's possible five, but of course it wasn't a five. But that's the way it was for the first bracket. The second bracket, as soon as it started, it just changed. We got rejected at that high, and we pretty much was lethargic for the remainder of the time. This would be a pullback that I will look for on the NQ if I miss that particular initiative candle. This would be the pullback. So let's say we even got in at the 27s. So if we had our stop at the 14s, then so be it. Actually, I just like added to it on the tech just for my practice. But yeah, that'll be a situation where you have the initiative candle, and then you have your pullback. You want to gauge the pullback and see how we respond. You have this higher volume that's going on here, but we're not lifting. And when we're pushing upwards, we're like sliding back. This is not what we were seeing a while ago. We were seeing a plus 2.5. This is much more of a -1. We're catching the buyers off guard. We're definitely not chasing it up, but they're staying persistent and they're they're getting some value to the downside for sure. They were chasing it up at first when we first started getting towards the lows. There were some passives that were coming by, if I recall.
block sell,
All right, there you go. Yeah, that's exactly why we hit our exactly why we have our DLL for days like this. We broke this. We broke that low. We're immediately bouncing backwards. But is that going to be sustained? So yeah, this would be a situation where if it just stops and you're not really seeing any kind of buying opportunities, and the characteristics of the day has changed from A to B, and even the one who will be the savior, they're failing as well. Do we have to just sit on your hands? Because at this point, this would be just an open auction, up and then down. So this would just be more balance of that same range, but we're starting at the bottom of the range, which may make for a decent buying opportunity. So if you were looking for the buy, do you have an initiative candle? Any sort of like engulfing behavior you do here on the NQ, you would gauge that pullback. I would have been stopped out had I taken that. But I'm trying to process this in my head of how to look at this for the next time where we have a strong behavior and then it just completely flips. I don't think that means that you need to head towards the other side because this was a change of support and less forceful selling. Again, I've been working on ways to just really use my vocabulary to watch my bias because it definitely controls the urgency that we're buying in, but they really shouldn't. I'll have to ask, did I have any specific plays today? I would say no. In the days that I don't have the plays, I think these would be the days where I would need to risk a little less, possibly. So yeah, it's a lot I need to work on this one. But here, I'm gonna jump on mute quickly. I want to take some notes and kind of get ahead. And I also didn't check the code board again. Just saying. All right, here come those new lows. And we're balancing here at this IB low on both sides, which is pretty bearish. That's not a good sign for buyers. However, we're just at the overnight low range, which is just a continuation of yesterday. So I mean, you can look at that however you like. All right, I'm gonna do my notes.
Block by. Block cell. Block by. Block by. Block cell. Block by. Block cell. Block cell. Block cell.
I just wanted to make a note of how the VPOC has shifted to the floor here. So it's gonna be massive absorption if for the buyers if they're able to hold the line here. If not, this is definitely a coiling at the lows, which may be followed by a impulse lower for sure in continuation. This would be the
Block sell.
actual
Block
downside plan
sell.
that we were referring to earlier. We just didn't test the 2000 range that we were um, eyeballing, but we wanted to see if the sellers would be able to
Block
close under
sell.
these 20s, and then we're going to need a break and then a retest. But this may be all the
Block
retest
sell.
that you get, because this is definitely actual bearish action, and this changed in real time. We saw that. This is good information. Um, yeah, we're here to learn.
Block buy. Block buy. Block sell. 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 Block buy. Block sell. Block buy. Block buy.
So this would be a situation where you have a possible initiation candle, but again, you would need some kind of actual engulfing finish, which would be above the 22.5, which will get us back into this initial balance for the hour, or the 1806, which is way up here for NQ. Let's see what the volume looks like. Notice this is what I'm
Block
talking about,
sell.
the chasing. Yeah, volume's picking up a little bit, but again, it's just still pretty low.
Block buy.
And then they just disappeared. About 8 points
Block
under
sell.
this overnight low. Under the overnight low for ES.
Block sell. Block sell. Block sell. Block sell.
A lot of extending.
Block sell.
Yeah, the initiation candle never happened. That wouldn't be a buy on this side. Look at the damn delta. What's the delta for the day now? Ooh,
Block sell.
negative
Block sell.
15K. Interesting. Hmm. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my notes.
Block sell. Block sell.
And then just take note of the structure that we left behind, these little valleys, these little valleys, these little valleys. We want to see if we can protect those, ideally not get above these 20s, which is exactly what's going on right here. And again, the 20s would be right before the... Oh crap, yeah, they're still inside that impulse candle. Yeah, this is bad showing for the sellers. This is what we were saying. The one situation that we would short is if we got into a situation like this. This may be the case. However, if we're still looking to buy, which is still the case because we're still in the prior day's range, So we can actually look at it this way. I'm curious. Yeah, it's the range from yesterday. So we will need to see that initiative candle, if it's going to engulf and hold. Then you'll see if there's going to be any sort of a pullback. And you'll have to see how it responds from there. All right, back on me.
Block buy. Block buy.
All right, so this would be the close that initiation candle. So you want to see, and again, we had some growth in 2 bars here on the NQ and almost 2 on the ES. You want to see if there's going to be any sort of a pullback. I'll go ahead and see if I can do this on my sim because we do want to have this practice. I missed a little bit of a pullback trying to fiddle with my my settings rather. Yeah,
Block buy.
still a possibility that it may come back as well. You just need to be a little bit of patient. It may not be on this first bar here. It may be a situation where it is, um, you know, maybe in the next bracket. Who knows? My apologies.
Block buy.
Yeah, I need to work on my orders while I'm doing this. But as of right now, so again, you still want to see at this point, given the pressure of the sellers and how we got into the situation, you want to see if, I mean, if you're still a buyer, you want to see how we're taking over in this situation. I would imagine, and this is me just kind of thinking out loud. I'm not too for sure about this, but if we had the pressure that's coming down from sellers and they're the ones who initiated all of this, I guess you want to see if they're going to have continuation of their selling. If we're having these bullish candles, are they going to respond back? Or is the situation, do we
Block
need to be
sell.
more focused on the buyers and focus on how they're protecting this initiative candle? Because this will be the point where, hey, we're stepping in to assert ourselves. I would imagine it would be more, you would glean more information on how they're protecting their territory at this range opposed to where they were previously. I don't know. This is something I'm trying to understand here myself.
Block cell.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to revisit the way I approach doing these buy orders.
Block buy. Block cell.
And this is why it's important to have a daily loss limit. So I mean, I'm not even participating in this. Again, so we
Block
had our
sell.
initiative candle. This is that pullback that we're seeing. Again, we want to see how we respond on the NQ. So again, all this is somewhat fine. It's expected. Again, this is just like a top quarter of a pullback for the NQ, but we're already at the half point for ES. We haven't even looked at the quote board in a while. Damn, Tesla is red. Nvidia is red. Apple's almost break even. Broadcom is red as well. Both down about 1%. Nvidia 2.3. So yeah, now it'd be a situation to possibly do the buy on the NQ potentially. Cause that would be the pullback you look for. You're not really seeing too much excursion to the downside. Again, look at all the sell delta that we have. Again, this is very heavy, very heavy delta. The 15-minute candle is negative 8.4K, but they are back for some more on this current candle, so we'll see. But you're seeing a little scurrying to the upside there. But absolutely, I definitely appreciate my daily loss limit for sure. I'm grateful that it's here. Really, it may be a bit tight, but that's fine.
block cell, block cell, Block cell. Block cell. Block cell. Block by. Block cell. Block cell. block by, block cell, block by, block cell, block cell, block by, block cell, block cell, Block cell. Block cell. Block cell. Block cell. Block by. Block cell. block by, block by, block by, block cell, block by, block cell, block cell, block cell, Block cell. Block cell. Block cell. Block by. Block by.